This is the RV Advisor Podcast with your host, Tom Alexander. Get all the latest information, trends, advice from experts, stories from the road, and more in the world of recreational vehicles. Now, here's Tom.
Welcome to the RV Advisor Podcast. My name's Tom Alexander, and joining me today from Living Vehicle, it's Joanna and Matthew Hofmann. They're a husband and wife team and the founders of Living Vehicle. I got to ask you first off, tell us, what is Living Vehicle and what was the inspiration for it?
Hey, Tom, Matthew here.
Yes.
Thanks for having us. I appreciate it. And, I'll get right into it. So Living Vehicle is a luxury travel trailer, and we started this company several years ago, which is really an evolution from over a decade of experience collectively with my wife and I. We have been living in small spaces for that, most of that time, ranging from boats to vans and primarily travel trailers. And the inspiration really came from our business. I'm a licensed architect by trade. I've only designed one home, but what has been a mobile space design company for the last 10 years, Joanna and I have overseen over 400 custom renovations of trailers and buses and vans, what have you, for folks that were living full-time or using guest houses, stuff of that nature. Mm-hmm. And so what it really was, our living that lifestyle as well at the same time, we really recognized the need for a space specifically built for what we were looking for, which was, quality, something built for full-time use, something we can take out in 4 seasons, and something that really just suited our needs very well. And, 10 years later, we decided to create a vessel ourselves called Living Vehicle, suited all of our needs.
Really, I needed a bigger closet for all my things.
Yeah, that's great. Well, that's priority one. You got to get those big walk-in closets. My guess is this is sort of like aspiring to be the sort of Air Force One of the mobile home. The whole.
I've never heard that reference, but I love it.
I was going to say, can I permission to use that?
Yes, no, you've got permission, and all I really want is just 5% of whatever you make on it.
Oh, good.
I work cheap. No, listen, that's
right now.
Yeah, that's great though. That it's taking it really to the next level. I mean. Listen, we've all sort of been aboard and seen, luxury RVs and everything. But what you're really doing is giving the mobile home a true personality and a true home experience on wheels.
Exactly. As a licensed architect, our first approach is to design something that really feels like home, that embodies the feeling of home. We really embrace simple, white, clean, modern design, but it needs to function and it needs to feel good. That's where Joanna and I really come in together and bring kind of our collective experience to make these spaces feel as comfortable as possible. Yeah,
Joanna, what's your experience with this? Tell us a little bit about how, in combination with Matthew, you bring your artistic energy to it.
Yeah, well, what's really interesting is, we had lived in so many different places together, boats, vans, motorhomes, and there was always something that didn't work for us. We really, living full time, we have a lot of needs. We created and have been running Living Vehicle on the road for the first couple of years. So we had a lot of needs that were outside of just camping. Having a full-time business, you need Wi-Fi, you need a space to work. We have our dog with us. I love to cook, so having a kitchen that I could really prepare nice meals in. We had, when you kind of have everything you own with you, you need to wash your dryer so that you can continue to kind of just go about your daily life. And really, every time we lived in something different, we just saw the limitations to be able to live this life full time in a way that was sustainable and really enjoyable.
And I'd say the word that kind of resonates with me most is the concept of compromise. When you're living in a space that's not specifically designed for how you're planning on using it, there's always compromise in one way or another. And, our goal is to create a space with the little amount of compromise possible, so that it really empowers whatever lifestyle you're choosing. That's kind of our fundamental goal, is to, help people realize their best life, whatever that is for them, in a very well-suited space that gives them that freedom.
Right.
And I think it's interesting, too. Matthew and I are very different. He comes from a very, architecture background. He's very analytic, looking at all the little designs. I think I bring to the table a more kind of realistic perspective of what it's like to actually be comfortable in a space like this full time, and being able to bring those real life touches to it to understand what you need.
Yeah. It's interesting because we've seen now growth in the area of husband and wife design on television, right? We've seen it with Chip and Joanna Gaines and others. And not comparing, not necessarily making a direct comparison, but just the thought, the idea of a husband-wife team really pulling their talents and their skill sets together to really create something really bigger than themselves, right?
Exactly. We work so well together, but we're completely different when it comes to our approach to design and the things that we're good at. Joanna said I'm very analytical, almost to a point of fault. And Joanna really brings and breathes life into the design and the way that it truly functions. Where you can, Joanna can step back a little bit more and understand, how does it feel? How does it actually work on a day-to-day basis?
And then I just tell him, fix this, make this better. And it's
right.
It's great for our marriage too, because we have a common goal that we can put our energies into, and it's just so exciting at the end of the day to kind of step back and look at what we've created. And we love the fact that this is really resonating with so many people.
Yeah.
We woke up today. We were taking our new 2020 LV. We just got it. Taking it for its maiden voyage, and woke up today and realized, it's Valentine's Day. I looked at Matt and I said, I didn't get you anything.
Yeah.
Said, neither did I. And we kind of just laughed it off. And it was just so appropriate because our marriage really did coincide with the beginning of this company.
Right.
And it's just been such a beautiful journey to, share this together.
Yeah.
Definitely being a married couple it's been interesting.
How long have you been married?
It'll be 3 years in May.
Ah, okay. So then the marriage and the company is relatively new, but it's really, I guess the best way to describe it is a lot of years of combined experience and bringing your talents together, right?
Yeah, it really is. From this company was the manifestation of kind of our collective experience over the past decade, and having worked intimately with those 400 customers that were all unique as the next. And what we really saw, once you're doing renovations, there's only so much you can do because you're constrained by the shell. Whatever a customer comes in and says, here, take this and gut it and build a new interior. You're always going to be limited by the chassis, the walls, there's only so much you can do. And Joanna and I really recognized, we're like, this is great. We're offering such great design approaches and solutions, but we always saw this limitation. And Living Vehicle is really that taking that next step and saying, how do we purpose build a perfect, or at least the closest we can? That's our goal, is to create a zero defect work product that is founded on quality, the one thing we're optimizing for most. How do we create something that really kind of allows the interior to function at its best?
Yeah. And I would imagine with, just a large variety of clients, people looking for certain design. You talk about kind of clean, kind of you mentioned sort of like white space and clean and sleek look or whatever it might be. But I would imagine that with other people, different people, I should say, you're kind of, hey, I like this. I'd like to incorporate this, that, and the other. It's got to be a very custom experience for you each time out, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the foundation we build the living vehicle on, is that the reason we choose white and simplicity is, in a way, it's like a canvas without too much of an artist, paint on it yet, to where the painter is, in effect, the owner, those that choose to move into an LV and call it home. The paint, if people bring in artwork or decor as you would a traditional home, you don't tend to buy a brick and mortar house with, highly decorated interiors and all this built in, and, it's kind of got their artistic agenda pushed on you. And we really see it in a way that allows, the old, kind of the end user, those that call the living vehicle home, to give it their artistic flair. And, that blank canvas really enables that.
Yeah, and also, the different ways people are using it. I mean, we have so many different types of customers, people with families, dogs, kids, people working on the road full time. We have people that have all of this equipment and gear and really have these special needs. And it's really interesting to see how we have one model of living vehicle that's so adaptable and, can really serve so many different functions. So we've really created a lot of that into it as well, the ability to customize it.
It's fascinating. I mean, it really is. And you said LV, and I'm thinking, I had to think for a second, LV, because we're thinking RVs, right? But LV, living vehicle. You've sort of made a transformation there from a recreational vehicle to a living vehicle, which is sort of the next step up. And
exactly.
It's just tremendous. And let's take a quick break, and we'll be back with more from Joanna and Matthew Hofmann of Living Vehicle right after these words.
Meet Terry and Carrie. They want an RV. Really, they want the freedom that comes with being able to pick up whenever they want and to move from one breathtaking view to another. The kind of freedom that takes them across the country and beyond, living their dream. But if they buy the wrong RV, it might actually pop their dream world. Maybe they pick one that's too heavy to tow for their vehicle, or go with the wrong dealership who won't service their RV. There are questions to ask before they buy, and even more once they become an owner. Thankfully, there's the RV Advisor, the only non-biased platform for information for the RV and outdoor enthusiasts. Get the best tips, tricks, and discounts at all KOA nationwide campgrounds, and other huge discounts that every RV enthusiast will love. Now, Terry and Carrie are living the life exactly how they want.
Visit thervadvisor.com or call 833-229-0911. We're back on the RV Advisor podcast. My name is Tom Alexander, and joining us is Matthew and Joanna Hofmann. They're from Living Vehicle, and we talked earlier before the break about this being really the next step, the next point on the evolution chain, if you will, of recreational vehicles, because they're living vehicles. And it's just very interesting. And I know that quality in the construction, in the design, in everything really is priority one to you folks. So share a little bit about that, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure. We from an architectural design standpoint, and when it comes to small space, there's the concept of compromise. And, you have to pick what you're optimizing for in every design decision. And, through our experience collectively with all these units we've lived in, traveling probably over 100,000 miles across the country, and the time that we've been together, we really recognize when you're living in a space, you need it to function. And if it's spending most of its time in a service center, that's really a disservice to this lifestyle. And we're really pushing the concept of a zero defect work product and putting quality at the forefront of every one of our design decisions. It really is we see it as kind of a sieve that all decisions must first pass through. And it's really nice to have that clarity, not just how we build the unit itself. We're 100% aluminum, the chassis, the frame, we have a raised floor, our subfloor is aluminum. All of our skins inside and out, they're all aluminum as well. We believe that this is designed, to last for, not just decades, but generations.
And I think that's the big difference with the approach, Tom. Like you said, RV versus LV. When you're creating something that is designed for full-time or extended use, it needs to be designed differently than a camper that's designed to take out for a couple trips, a few times a year.
Right.
That wear and tear, the needs, just the opening and closing of cabinetry, for instance, you need quality cabinetry that's going to last. And we really, start with the foundation, but then we really take it to every single little detail.
Yeah.
And that's where the beauty of us, using our own products, and we've got kind of this interesting perspective where we are, our own consumer. We're sitting here in our unit right now talking to you.
Yeah.
We use this product, and, being that person who's touching it and interacting with it, it really helps us design something better, for everybody else who kind of has the same values as we do.
Well, and it allows us to pick up on things immediately.
Sure. Yeah.
It's not like we're going to build 100 of these things and deliver them, and then a year later do some market research and figure out what people do and don't like. We want to have our finger on the pulse of not only the business but the product, and to make sure that we're able to move quickly. And that's it's really a very effective approach.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a golden rule thing too, because you want to treat others as you'd want to be treated, right? And let's give others how you'd want to live. You're looking at this thing, you're in it, you're living it, you're in it all the time, and you can see for yourself what works and what might not work, at least in the initial stages. And you've been able to. It's I would imagine it's a constant evolution, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it's not just our own experience. We really place an extreme value on our customer experience.
Right.
We're a startup company. We've been around for 3 years now. I hold no, we're not perfect. We're really trying to accomplish something hard here, and elevate the quality of an industry, and create a product that, really challenges the way things are done. But we listen to every one of our customers. We have such a small volume intentionally, because we really want to have not only the finger and pulse by our own experience, but by listening and understanding and having a direct relationship with our customers. A lot of the packages and upgrade options that we offer in our design are a direct result of customer desire. The evolution of our product, what started out is kind of a mid-market, still high-end product. Our customers told us collectively, we want more. We want more capability. We want more quality. We want more, ability to travel in 4 seasons.
Yeah,
and
that's the biggest thing. People want to be off-grid for as long as possible.
Yeah.
In any type of climate.
Right.
And be able to do everything they would usually do on a normal day.
Yeah, exactly.
That's watch Netflix, right? Cook food, do laundry. They want a normal everyday experience in the most beautiful of remote places in the world.
Right.
And that's not a small feat.
Right. Yeah.
No, it sure doesn't sound it. A lot of times on this program, and really what we do at the RV Advisor in general is we hear a lot about troubleshooting, and we hear a lot about issues with manufacturers, issues with dealerships, those kinds of things. And it's often really front and center for us. And we hear a lot about that from our guests and from customers and listeners and viewers of the show and all that. And it's a theme. It's a constant theme. Here now comes along really a line of LVs, which is, again, we say it's the next step. And it really is priority one, is the quality, is the constant evolution and improvement on something that's been around for decades, obviously. But it's very, very interesting to see how this really is the next step. And people should investigate it and learn more about it. And so I have to ask, where's the best place to go to learn more about living vehicles?
Absolutely, Tom. Well, we have a great website that is full of information, www.livingvehicle.com. We also are on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all of those great platforms.
Yep.
Just Living Vehicle. We will be announcing tours of our new 2020 unit in Santa Barbara in a few weeks. It'll be private tours that Matthew and I will be leading.
And I got to say, we are extremely active when it comes to video content, both Joanna and myself. So, if you want to understand who's kind of behind the voice here and get to know us a little bit,
Yes.
YouTube is a great resource. We have a couple hour and a half long videos. We're just giving full tours of, current units and previous models. So, if you want to understand more about the product, just type in living vehicle to Google and it will definitely come up.
So I do have a question about, it's kind of obvious, really. People are going to want to know, how much is this going to set me back? It's just part of it. So share a little bit about pricing and pricing options.
Yeah, sure. Pricing for living vehicle starts at $199,000. So this is what we call the core configuration. We offer 3 different models, which are all founded on the concept of power and energy. So the models are defined by how much power can be stored in the energy system and then regenerated via solar or other components. The pricing goes up from there depending on how you choose to configure your model. We have the Core, the Max, and the Pro versions, all with different included option packages. And then we have a whole slew of options available to kind of specifically suit and cater to the unique lifestyle or capabilities that you are looking to accomplish.
Yeah, and so then it just it works in terms of you may have a concept, you being the customer, and saying, all right, you know what, this is what I'd like to do, and then you connect with you folks and work out a design, and based on the design, the price plan.
And that's exactly right. So
Yeah.
what we really do is listen to what someone's needs are and what their goals are, and then we kind of recommend the configuration based on those goals so that you can accomplish that objective.
Yeah,
That's really kind of our favorite part is getting to talk with people and say, how do you envision your life with LV? What type of experience do you want? Are you going to be, going off grid? Are you going to be going in hot or cold temperatures?
Mm-hmm.
We really understand kind of what you want to do with it, and then we kind of work from there.
Right.
Because everybody is different.
Yeah, well, that makes complete sense. Well, that's fantastic, and we really do appreciate you taking time out. I know you folks are very busy and always on the go, and thanks so much for joining us on the podcast today.
Yeah, thank you so much. We really appreciate being here.
Yeah, it's really great to be able to share our story and appreciate your support, and look forward to making those hats and T-shirts about the Air Force LV.
Yes, right. LV1, LV2.
LV1.
There you go. That's suited for any official anywhere on the planet. So again, thank you so much, Joanne and Matthew Hofmann from Living Vehicle. My name's Tom Alexander. This is the RV Advisor Podcast. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. So long, everybody.